What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking, is Manny Pacquiao juicing? The controversy and breakdown. This is a response to the big homie, Fresh One Media. Just checked out your video, bro. This ain't no hate, man, so don't even get all, don't get the scrunchy face, bro. I just here to back you up and, make a few, give a few pointers of myself about the whole situation about Pacquiao juicing and the whole Alex Ariza situation. And I don't know who old boy is that you talking about, but I've seen his video. I don't know him, his work or anything, or what he's beefing with Pacquiao about, but I know the video you're speaking of. First off, I want to touch on some points that he made. He made some great points about Pacquiao not letting Alex Ariza use needles on him. And I'm gonna make a reference to that point. And he made a great point about Freddie Roach peeping that Alex Ariza was putting in some stuff, was making some type of special drink that seemed to be, how can I put this? Not on the up and up, maybe. Nobody knows what's in the drink, but I think Freddie Roach peeped something was wrong and wasn't feeling Alex Ariza anymore. Whether he was actually giving Pacquiao steroids or PEDs or performance enhancers or whatever you want to call them. That is a question for Alex Ariza and not me. But I do want to touch on a few points I feel like he might have missed just a little bit. I think he covered pretty much everything. But the first one I wanted to touch on was the whole Freddie Roach Alex Ariza situation. I feel like when people bring up the whole Pacquiao steroid talk, it's mostly because of Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Jr. like Fresh One spoke about. But it's also because people, when it comes to boxers, people want to put you in a box like everybody else. They want you to be this guy and nothing more. Just like YouTube, when you do a video and it has a lot of success, well, YouTube wants you to be that guy and keep making those videos where you might want to do this, that, and the third. Okay, so when it comes to boxing, when people see you as the 130-pound guy who beats everybody up, then they only want you to be the 130-pound guy who beats everybody up, because they might have a 135-pound fighter that they like, or a 140-pound fighter that they like. So if you move up and you start whooping the guys that they like, then you become a problem for them as a fan. You know what I'm saying? And it gives fuel to a fire to attack you, basically. So I feel like the whole steroid talk, it's fueled by fans and by other boxers who have taken L's to Pacquiao, and they feel like they shouldn't have taken the L to Pacquiao because he's the 130-pound guy, or he's the 135-pound guy. You were that guy who was beating people up 5 years ago, or you were the guy who was beating people up 10. You're not supposed to be the guy beating people up today in their eyes. So for you to be doing that, it means something has to be fishy about you, because how come I can't do it? It becomes one of them type of situations. It's just like in life, man, in regular life. When people see you doing something and they feel like, well, I could do that 10 times better. Well, the question is, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it 10 times better than I am? Why aren't you doing it better than that guy is? Why can't you knock people out like Pacquiao does? It's not a question of is he juicing, or is he this, or is he that? Maybe he's just more talented than you. Maybe he just has more power than you. Like Fresh One spoke about, maybe the Filipino diet suits boxers better than the American diet. It could be a bazillion factors in there to why you're having more success than another fighter. It shouldn't always be, well, I got to go straight to steroid talk. That's just ridiculous. Second point I wanted to make, he made a statement about Alex Ariza not being able to get Pacquiao to let him draw his blood. Now this is what should kill the whole steroid talk. This should kill all the steroid talk. Now, how many times have we heard Manny Pacquiao say, I'm not a fan of needles, I don't like drawing blood because it weakens me? Okay, we've heard Manny Pacquiao say that a bazillion and one times. I don't like needles, I don't like drawing blood, especially not close to a fight. It makes me feel like I'm weak, and he just straight up don't like needles, right? Okay, so what Alex Ariza said and what Fresh One Media said has now backed up everything Pacquiao's been saying the whole time. If Alex Ariza, the guy who supposedly was sneaking steroids on to Pacquiao, couldn't get Pacquiao to take a shot, or couldn't get Pacquiao to give him blood, what makes you think he's actually juicing? If the guy who's the juicing king can't get you to even give him blood, right? That should just let you know Pacquiao might have peeped something was wrong. Pacquiao might really not like needles. Pacquiao's probably not juicing. There's a 99.9% chance that he's never juiced ever. If the guy who supposedly sneaks steroids on everybody and has got the master plan for you being the biggest, strongest fighter ever in the world can't get you to even give him a drop of blood, which is exactly what Pacquiao said. I don't like needles, I don't like yada 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 for such and such reason. That just backs up everything that Pacquiao's been saying. And you know, and for Alex Ariza to be the one who's saying that should let you know even more that Pacquiao is not juicing. In no way is Pacquiao juicing. Because even if Alex Ariza was able to pull Pacquiao's blood and see what was in his body, and he was juicing, is Alex Ariza at that time going to go tell anybody? Or is he going to suggest more steroids or something that's a little less traceable? You know, so I just feel like if the guy who can actually give you more success with cheating can't get you to even give him a drop of blood, that should just kill the whole talk about Manny Pacquiao steroids. And a lot of this comes from the fact that Floyd Mayweather really pushed the envelope about Pacquiao being on roids because he didn't want to fight him at that time. You know, it was his only excuse to use to not have the super fight at that time. It was that this man's on steroids. This man is too strong and too powerful and too quick to be his size, and I shouldn't have to fight him because he's performance enhancing. When at the end of the day, we're now starting to see it's the complete opposite. It is the complete opposite. It's that, I'm not saying he was, but all fingers are pointing toward Floyd Mayweather being the one who juices. You know, Floyd Mayweather needing to only fight in Las Vegas. Floyd Mayweather only announcing fights 2 to 3, a month or two before the fight actually happens. Floyd Mayweather always wanting everything to go his way. Floyd Mayweather only using one entity to do the drug testing for his fights. Floyd Mayweather now not even fighting boxers because you got caught with an illegal IV. Now here's something I want people... Now, to me, this is what the truth is about this whole steroid situation. And if you want to put Pacquiao versus Floyd or Floyd versus Pacquiao, now I'm going to say, allegedly, Floyd is more likely to be using steroids than Manny Pacquiao. And I feel like he's telling on himself by getting caught with the IV, by never really acknowledging the IV and why he used it, never giving a full story on why he used it. And now, after the last 2 fights that he had being such horrible performances, and him not even looking at himself. The last fights he had with actual boxers, which was Andre Berto, and who did he fight before Berto? I can't remember who he fought before Berto. Was it Pacquiao before Berto? I think he had one before Berto. But the last fight was horrible with Berto, and Berto's a C-class fighter at best. You gave a horrible performance when you fought Conor McGregor. You just knocked out a nobody midget from China or Japan, and to me, that's all because whatever he was using stays in your system a whole lot longer than what he thought it did. And the only way for him not to have gotten caught was to have used that IV. And he's just probably now getting whatever was in his system that was making him that big and strong out of his system. And he couldn't fight because probably whatever was in there, allegedly, and I'm going to tell you why. Whatever was in there, he had to use so much IV solution to mask it, to not get caught. You know, it needed a 2-year, how long has it been since he's actually boxed the Berto fight? It needed almost a 2-year window. Look at it like this. He's needed almost a 2-year window to even attempt to get back in the actual boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't think the Conor McGregor fight was a real fight either. I don't think they did real drug testing. He's not going to do no Olympic-style drug testing. You know, whatever he was taking, he needed all that saline, all that solution, all that IV saline solution to mask it, to get through the fight, and whatever. And the last fight that he had with Berto, we don't know if he used the IV during that fight, but look at it like that. He needed that to mask it. And now he can't, everybody knows you're masking it, so you can't keep masking it. So he needed a 1.5, 2-year window to get whatever was in his system out of his system so he could go back to actual boxing again. You see, he's not actually boxing. He's actually just going wherever the money is at because he knows he can't get into a boxing ring at this moment and fight until a certain amount of that stuff is out of his system. Whatever he's taking, allegedly. So I look at it like that, man. I look at it like, you know, sometimes you got to point a finger to take fingers off of you. And I feel like that's the whole situation around Pacquiao juicing. I don't ever believe in this world that he was juicing. And if he was, it wasn't on purpose. It was because of a reason. It wasn't because that Pacquiao wanted to purposely juice. Freddie Roach thought he needed to bring somebody in to juice Pacquiao up. It was some shystiness going on out by Alex Ariza, and it was Floyd Mayweather not wanting to fight Pacquiao, and then thinking he could use whatever substance allegedly he's been using to beat Pacquiao, which he did, and thought it would just be over with after that and everybody would forget about it. But it don't work that way, man. You know what I'm saying? If anybody's juicing, it's Mayweather. Allegedly. Alright, man. If you need any boxing gear, hit that description box, man. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Big shout out to Fresh One Media. I'm going to link his video right up here. If you want to be a part of the Ali Land Boxing Talk community, head over to the community section, man. Holler at me. If you know any homeless people, man, it's cold outside, man. It's that time of year. 1 minute of your life and some leftovers could really change your life, man. So, give up a minute and change your life, man. If you ain't got nothing else to talk about, just tell them about boxing. Ali Land Boxing Talk, Cardinal Red, we at it.